good evening. Welcome to Management and Leadership in Tertiary Education. So today I'm Selly Isnaini. I will present the second topic, if I'm not mistaken. So the title is Definition, Concept, and Theory of Leadership and Management. So actually I have one partner, but unfortunately you cannot see her now because she is holding the camera. So I will present first. So my part is definition, concept, and theory of management. Okay, so I already sent you the slide in the WhatsApp group. So hopefully while you are looking or watch my video, you can refer back to the slide that I have sent you in the WhatsApp group. So yeah, as you see that I'm Selly Isnaini. Okay, so we proceed to the definition of management. Okay, I would like to start from the general definition from the management. So as we know that according to the economists, management considered as resource like land, labor, capital, and organization, while in the bureaucrats, management is looked upon it a system of authority to achieve business goal. And according to the sociologists, consider manager as a part of the class elite in the society.
Okay, so if we refer to the next slide, I already put there around 6 definition of the management. The first one, according to Henry Alsis, management is the coordination of all resources through the process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling in order to attain stated objective. While, according to the James L. Lundy, management is principally the task of planning, coordinating, motivating, and controlling the effort of others towards a specific objective. In other words, according to the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, management is the art and the science of organizing and directing human effort applied to control and forces and utilize the materials of nature for the benefit of man. Also, there are another three, which is the first one, Harold Kohns and Krill O'Donnell. Management is the creation and maintenance of an internal environment in an enterprise where individuals working in a group can perform efficiently and effectively towards the attainment of group goals. And according to F.W. Taylor, I think it's one of the famous scholar in the management or famous person in management. So management is the art of knowing what you want to do and then seeing what is done in the best and cheapest way. And the last one, according to Henry Fayol, management is to manage. To manage is to forecast and to plan and organize, to command, to coordinate, and to control. So if you see here, there are some repetition of some word like planning, organizing, which can be directing, controlling, motivating, then and it's attained by group or for the benefit of man. So from those words, you can make your own definition.
So after we go through to the general definition of management, so we will put it in a more specific definition which is related to our course, educational management. So according to the Bolam, and as you have learned in the theory, management and leadership together with Prof. Hairudin, do you remember or not? Okay, according to Bolam, educational management and executive function for carrying out agreed policy. While according to the SAPRI, management is a set of activities directed toward efficient and effective utilization of an organization resource in order to achieve organization goals. The last one, Mr. Bush. It's familiar, right? It's our book author, the book that we use in Prof. Hairudin class. So management is directed at the achievement of certain educational objectives.
Okay, so after we have done with all the definition of the management, whether it's general or whether it's related to the educational management, so we're gonna move to the 5 concept of management. So these 5 concept of management, there are functional concept, human relation concept, leadership and decision making concept, productive concept, and the integration concept. Okay, So, according to the functional concept, management basically is the task of planning, coordinating, motivating, and controlling the effort of others toward the goal and objective of the organization. According to this concept, management is what a manager does. Okay? Then we move to human relation concept. According to this concept, management is the art of getting things done through through and with people in organized group. It is the art of creating an environment in which people can perform and individual could cooperate toward attaining of group goals. It is an art of removing blanks also to such performance, a way of optimizing efficiency in reaching goals. So we move to the leadership and decision-making concept. According to this concept, management is the art and science of preparing, organizing, directing human effort applied to control the forces and utilize the materials of nature for the benefit of man. Then productive concept, according to this concept, management may be defined as the art of securing maximum prosperity with a minimum effort so as to secure maximum prosperity and happiness for both employer and employee and provide best service thereby. The last one, integration concept. According to this concept, management is the coordination of human and material resources toward the achievement of organization objective as well as the organization of the productive function essential for achieving stated or accepted economic goal. So in this five concept also we find some repetition from one another like planning, coordinating, right? Coordination, then organizing, and other words.
So after we go through with the five concepts that I have mentioned before, so Theo Hyman has his own concept. I mean, he created his understanding into this concept. So he characterized management as a process. Why? Because it includes the process of planning, controlling, coordinating, motivating, and staffing. These processes are a series of interrelated sequential function. Process referred to accomplish these mentioned activities. So the second one, he considered management as a noun. So word management itself refers as a noun, isn't it? There are many kinds of employees in the organization. Some of people are involved in managerial function and some are involved in operating function. The individual who manage the organization and department are manager. So those people who manage and arrange or coordinating the organization and department considered as a manager. As a noun, the term of management is used as single name of managers, board directors, managing directors, departmental managers, and etc. are included in management. So the last one, management as a discipline. The term management is used as subject of instruction. It is a specific branch of knowledge which is studied in campuses and school like economic, sociology, mathematics, political science, and etc. The School of Management have found that the information and management are used in practical life for better functioning. The scope of management is being increased day by day as a discipline. Okay, so as I mentioned before, the management considered as a process. So under this concept, there are four types of processes that are mentioned. The first one is social process, the second one is integrated process, then interactive process, and the last is continuous process. Okay, so why is social process? Because management involves interacting among people. Impossible, right? We are doing or we are applying the management or we become a manager by ourselves without we have any subordinate or without we have any other people with us. So the second one is integrated process. Management brings human, physical, and financial resources together to put into effort, right? I mean, it's supposed to be integrated one another. So the third one is interactive process. Managerial functions are contained within each other. For example, when a manager prepares plans, he is also laying down standard for control. And the last one, continuous process. Management involves continuous identifying and also solving problems. It is repeated every now and then till the goal is achieved.
Okay, so once we are done with the concept and definition of management, so we're gonna move to the theories. So before that, I'm gonna start with the general management theories. In this presentation, I would like to present four types of management theories. The first one is Frederick Taylor, the second one is Henry Fayol, then Max Weber and Elton Mayer. Okay, Frederick Taylor. Taylor's theory of scientific management aimed at improving economic efficiency, especially labor productivity. Taylor had a simple view about what motivated people at work, which is money. He felt that workers should get a fair day's pay for a fair day's work, and that pay should be linked to the amount produced. Therefore, he introduced the differential piece rate system of paying wages to the workers. Okay, Taylor's theory of scientific management aimed at improving economic efficiency, especially labor productivity, as I mentioned before, right? And it's to motivate the people with the money. Okay, so what does it mean by Taylor differential piece rate plan? So it means that if efficiency is greater than the defined standard, the worker should be paid 120% of normal piece rate. If efficiency is less than standard, then workers should be paid 80% at zero of normal piece rate. Okay, so you can see in the slide like how does it work. Okay, then there are four principles under this scientific management, which is time and motion study. Study the way jobs are performed and find new ways to do them. The second one is teach, train, and develop the workman with improved method of doing work. Codify the new method into rules. The third one, interests of employer and employee should be fully harmonized so as to secure mutually understanding relation between them. And the last one, establish fair levels of performance and pay a premium for higher performance. Okay, so we move to the second one, Henry Fayol. Okay, Henry Fayol as the father of management. He has established the second theory that I'm going to present in this presentation, which is administrative management theory. As a father of management, he led on 14 principles of management. The first one, division of work, equity, discipline, initiative, authority and responsibility, esprit de corps, subordination of individual interests to general interests, that stability of tenure, remuneration, unity of direction, centralization, scale chain, and unity of command. Then we move to the Max Weber. He's not just famous in the management thing. As I learned in the sociology class, also he is one of the famous scholar in the sociology. So in the management, he established one theory, which is bureaucratic theory of management. Okay, under this theory, Weber made a distinction between authority and power. Weber believed that power induces obedience through force or threat or force, which includes individual to adhere to regulation. Sorry. According to Max Weber, there are three types of power in organization. The first one is traditional power, charismatic power, bureaucratic power, or legal power. And there are some features of bureaucracy here. First one, division of labor, formal hierarchy structure, selection based on technical expertise, management by rules, written documents, only legal power is important. And the last one, formal and impersonal relation. Ooh, we're gonna move to the last theory by Alton Mayo, which is behavioral theory. Behavioral theory of management, Hawthorne effect. Alton Mayo experiments show an increase in worker productivity was produced by the psychological stimulus of being singled out, involved, and made to feel important. Hawthorne effect can be summarized as employees will respond positively to any novel change in work environment like better illumination, clean workstation, relocating workstation, and etc. Employees are more productive because they know they are being studied.
Okay, so we're gonna move to the theories of educational management. I'm sure for those for those who has metric number 172, 181, 182, you have take TML, right? What is TML? Theory of Educational Management and Leadership. Who is the lecturer? Prof. Khairuddin. Okay, so in these theories of education management, there are six or seven, six, not seven, six. Okay, the first one is formal model. As we know, okay, formal model is structural, system, bureaucratic, rational, and hierarchical models constitute the formal model of educational management. This model assumes that the structure of the organizational is hierarchical and predefined objectives are pursued based on a rational method. Then we move to the second one, which is collegial model. Major assumptions of this model are policy determination and formulation, decision make based on the process of discussion, agreements and consensus, and sharing the power among some of all the members of the organization who are considered to have a common perception of the organizational objective. Okay, so please later on WhatsApp me what is the difference between two theories, huh? Okay, the third one, political model. The third model of educational management is the political model, which assumes that educational policies and decisions in the institution stem from a completed process of bargaining and negotiation over the goals of subunit, and specific policy objectives are pursued by interest group through formation of alliance. Also, conflict is a natural phenomenon based on this model, and power accrues to a coalition with higher level of dominance instead of being the preserve of the formal leader and organization. The practice of this model in educational setting has been called micropolitic by Ball 1987 and Hoyle 1999. Okay, we move to the fourth one, which is subjective model. This model mainly stresses the aim and perception of individual members in the organization rather than the subgroup, unit, the whole organization, and thus the concept of organizational objective is rejected based on this perspective. Okay, so the fifth one, cultural model. Based on this model, some concepts such as ideas, belief, norm, value, attitude, symbols, ritual, traditional, and ideologies are considered as central to organization, and the member behave and assess the behavior of other members based on them. Moreover, it focuses on how understanding and viewpoints of members are integrated into common organizational meaning. The last one, it's ambiguity model. According to the Bosch, this model he classify which stress in turbulence, confusion, instability, complexity of organization life, loose coupling within the group, uncertainty and unpredictability, sensitivity to the signal emanated from the external environment, emphasis on decentralization, lack of clarity of organization, objective and low level of appreciation of processes due to problematic technology utilized within the organization, and the fleet participation of members in decision-making process. Okay, so that's all from the definition, concept, and theories of management. So let's move to the leadership.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Riyadotul Jannah. I'm Selly partner. Today I will present about the definition, concept, and theories of leadership. Okay, first of all, what is leadership? As you know, that leadership is the ability to influence a group or toward the achievement of a vision or a set of goals. Who is a leader? A leader is a person who has a vision, a drive, and a commitment to achieve that vision and the skill to make it happen. Now we will go to the definition of the leadership. I will explain about three scholars, which is the first one is Mac Chalmers. Leadership is the process of social influence in which one person can enlist the aid and support of others in the accomplishment of a common task. While Alan Keats said that leadership is ultimately about creating a way for people to contribute to making something extraordinary happen. The last one is based on Dwight D. Eisenhower, which is leadership is the art of getting someone else to done something that you want to do because he wants to do it.
Okay, principle of leadership. They have 10 principle of leadership here, which is the first one is know yourself and seek self-improvement. In order to know yourself, you have to understand your be, know and do attributes. Seeking self-improvement means continually strengthening your attributes. The second one is the be technically proficient. It means as a leader, you must know your job and have to solid familiarity with your employees' tasks. Then seek responsibility and take responsibility for your action. Search for ways to guide your organization to new height. And when things go wrong, as they often tend to do sooner or later, do not blame others. Make sound and timely decision. Use good problem solving, decision making, and planning tools. Set of the example. Be a good role model for your employees. Know your people and look out for their well-being. Know human nature and the importance of sincerely caring for your workers. Keep your workers informed. Know how to communicate not only with them but also seniors and other key people. Develop a sense of responsibility in your workers. Help to develop good character traits and will help them carry out their professional responsibilities. The last one is to ensure that tasks are understood, supervised, and accomplished. Communication is the key of this responsibility.
Okay, four factors of leadership. They have four factors of leadership here, which is leader, follower, situation, and communication. As you know that leader, you must have honest understanding of who you are and what you know and what you can go. To be successful, you have to convince your follower. As a follower, they have a different people require different style of leadership. All situation are different. As a leader, you must decide what is the best and which solution that you want to use in to solve this situation. As communication, lead through two-way communication, which is the leader and the follower need to have a communication or conversation. The next page, I will explain about leadership style. This one, leader exercise their authority in different ways. In doing so, they are said to exhibit a leadership style. Leadership style are essentially about the way that the function of leadership are carried out and the way that the leaders behave and feature of leadership. Now the next slide is types of leadership. They have four types of leadership here, which is there have been substantial research into the types and effectiveness of various leadership styles, with the four most common generally accepted to be authoritarian, democratic, paternalistic, and laissez-faire.
Authoritarian or autocratic. The authoritarian leader makes decisions alone as a power is centralized in one person. It means that the leader gives order to the subordinate and the subordinate need to follow the order. Decisions are enforced using rewards and the fear of punishment. It is an abusive, unprofessional style called bossing people around. The second types of leadership is democratic or participative. The participative leader include one or more employees in the decision-making process. Communication flow freely and suggestions are made both direction. The participant encourage member commitment to the final decision. It means that take decision after consultation. The third types of leadership is paternalistic. Leader decide what is the best for employees. A managerial approaches that entails a dominant authoritative personality who acts as a matriarch or patriarch. Treat partner and employees just like they are members of large extended families. In turn, the leaders accept trust, obedience, and loyalty from the employees. And the last type of the leadership is the laissez-faire. The free rein leader gives power to the subordinate to make the decision. The leader is still responsible for decisions that are made. This is used when employees are able to analyze the situation. The legislative style is generally not useful. For instance, in these types is I want this work as a leader. I want this work is done. You can decide what you want to do, but the work must be done or get me the result. As a leader, I just want the result from my followers. Okay.
Okay, leadership theories. They have 5 leadership theories here, which is the first one is great man theory. The second one is trait theory. The third one is behavioral theories. Next, contingency theories, and last one is situational theory. Great man theory. Great man theory, leaders are born, not made. But these approaches emphasize that a person is born or with or without the necessary traits of leadership. Great men approach actually emphasize charismatic of leadership. Charisma being the great word for gift. No matter what group such as natural leader find himself in, he will always be recognized for what he is. According to Greatman theory of leadership, leadership called for certain qualities like commanding personality, calm, courage, intelligence, persuasiveness, and aggressiveness. Okay, the second theories is trait theories, which is the trait theories. Trait theory is very similar to Greatman theory. It is found one of characteristic one different leaders, both the successful and unsuccessful ones. The theory is used to predict effective leadership. Usually, it identifies characteristic of compared to those of potential leader to determine their likelihood or leading effectively. Scholar researching the trait theory try to identify leadership characteristics from different perspectives. They focus on the psychological attributes such as appearance, weight and height, demographic such as age, education and family background, and intelligence, which encompasses decisiveness, judgment and knowledge. Behavioral theory. These theories are based upon the belief that great leaders are made and not born. It is it different from the great man theory that I explained before. This is the opposite one. Rooted in behaviorism, this leadership theory focuses on the action of leaders, not on mental qualities or internal state. According to this theory, people can learn to become leader through teaching and observation. The behavior approaches say that anyone who adopts the appropriate behavior can be a good leader. Assumption of behavioral theories: leader can be made rather than born. Successful leadership is based in definable, learnable behavior. Strengths of behavioral theories promotes the value of leadership style with an emphasis on concern for people and collaboration. Promotes participative decision making and team development by supporting individual needs and align individual and group objectives. Help managers evaluate and understand how their behavioral style as a manager affect their relationship with the team and promotes commitment and contribution toward organizational goals. Help manager find the right balance between different style of leadership and help them decide how to behave as a leader depending on concern for people and for productivity. Contingency theories and situational theories of leadership. Contingency theories is a class of behavioral theory that claims that there is no best way to organize a corporation, to lead a company, or to make a decision. Instead, the optimal course of action is contingent, dependent upon the internal and external situation. It is called contingency because it suggests that a leader effectiveness depends on how well the leader style fits the context of the situation. This theory suggests that no leadership style is best in all situations. In other words, the elder modifies the best courses of action based upon his or her personal characteristic and the context in current situation. From 2001. According to contingency theory, leader success depends upon a number of variables, including the leadership style, qualities of the followers, and the aspect of the situation. Different style of leadership may be more appropriate for certain types of decision making. For instance, an authoritarian style might be most appropriate in the situation where the leader is the most knowledgeable and experienced member of a group. In other instances, where group members are skill expert, a democratic style will be more effective. Okay, this is they have four different stats theories or theories of contingency theory, which is the first one is fielder contingency model, situational theory, part goal theory, and Vroom and Yetten's theory.
Fiedler contingency model. Fiedler model assumes that group performance depends on leadership style described in terms of task motivation and relationship motivation. Situational variableness determined by three factors, which is the first one is leader-member relation, degree to which a leader is accepted and supported by the group members. Second one is task structure, extent to which the task is structured and defined with clear goals and procedures. The third one is the last one, position power, the ability of a leader to control subordinates through reward and punishment. Balance situational theory. The Hersey Blanchard situational leadership theory was created by Dr. Paul Hersey and Ken Blanchard. The theory states that instead of using just one style, successful leaders should change their leadership style based on the maturity of the people they are leading and the details of the task. Using this theory, leaders should be able to place more or less emphasis on tasks. According to Hersey and Blanchard, they have four main leadership style, which is the first one is telling. Leaders tell their people exactly what to do and how to do it. Selling, leaders still provide information and direction, but there's more communication with follower. Leaders sell their message to get the team on board. Participating, leader focus more on the relationship and less on direction. The leader works with the team and share decision-making responsibility. Delegating, leader pass most of the responsibility onto the follower or group. The leaders still monitor progress, but they are less involved in decision. Right goal theory, the theory that is the leader job to assist follower in attaining their goals and to provide the necessary direction and or support to ensure that their goals are compatible with the overall objective of the group and the organization. They have four types of leader in the part goal theory, which is directive, supportive, participative, and achievement. Directive focus on the work to be done. Supportive focus on the well-being of the worker. Participative consult with employees in decision making. Achievement-oriented set challenging goals. Vroom and Yetten's models. The decision-making model of Vroom and Yetten's note that it is important for a leader to determine how much participant subordinate will have in the decision-making process. The model was predicted on the idea that there was a direct link between subordinate acceptance of decision and worker productivity. The underlying assumption of the Vroom-Yetten decision model is that no leadership style or decision-making process fits all situations, but analyze the situation and evaluate the problem based on time, team buy-in, and decision quality. A conclusion about which style best fit the situation can be made. The model defines a very logical approaches to which style to adopt and is useful for manager. And the last one is the situational theory, which is leadership depends on the situation at hand. Leaders should always correspond their leadership to the respective situation by assessing certain variables such as the type of the task, nature of followers, and more. Okay.
Hey guys, we are done. So hopefully you can understand. If you cannot understand, what to do?
Ask question through WhatsApp.
Yeah, you can ask question through WhatsApp or you can just
Google it.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you
thank
guys.
you.
So we wish that all this coronavirus will be ended soon. So we can go to the class and we can enjoy
Our classroom.
our classroom, the aircon, right, to meet our lecturer.
Dr. Majid.
Okay. And also hopefully that everything will goes well. All these things will finish soon. Thank
Thank
you.
you.